coffee, you know, it's coffee, so, you know, we got her in there too. But, but everybody else representing the A-Town, all right, as residents here in the ATL. Yes. And the quality music, even if I do say so myself. Yeah.
Awesome. Yes. Awesome.
Yeah, they're amazing artists. Good music coming out. Just make sure you go and support these local artists. Let's not wait till something happens and then we want to go ahead and recognize them. Let's try to help them out and recognize these amazing artists that are out here trying to do their best. So shout out to these ATL Caribbean artists out here doing their thing.
Indeed. Now, we have a very special guest with us tonight, giving us the honor and privilege to be our very first guest on the program. Ladies and gentlemen, Samantha Samuels.
Woo woo! Welcome to Samantha.
A native of the beautiful Guyana in South America. She is a mother of 3 and a wife. You know, that's the important stuff. You know, you always got to get that
everything else. Right. Yes. Let's make sure we point that out.
Yes. Samantha is a graduate from Mercer University with a Bachelor of Science in Organizational Leadership. So she knows how to run things, right? You know, she runs things, right?
She's the boss.
There you go.
She runs the show.
With the focus on small business and nonprofit. That's excellent. She's currently pursuing her master's in mental health counseling. And she is the current president of the Caribbean Association of Georgia.
Congratulations. Awesome. She's the boss. Like Rick Ross said, she is the boss, y'all.
And it's a girl.
Yeah, she's a female Caribbean boss lady, y'all. Like, what more can we ask for? Come on now.
Thank you all so much. I feel completely honored. You all are the boss. I'm just watching what you all have done. This is just absolutely amazing.
Thank you, ma'am.
When great minds come together.
Indeed. So, you know, as the show's titled, the Atlantic Caribbean Music Show, and you are the president of the Atlantic Caribbean Association. So we definitely felt we needed to have you on first, representing for the Caribbean as you know, leading the way. So tell us about the organization itself.
Well, the organization, Caribbean Association of Georgia, was founded in some want to say 2008, but no, 2009, 2009. Jackie Watson is the founder with others. And then it got reinstated in 2015 by Chris Scott, who was the second president. And then I became the third president.
Right.
So it's a humanitarian organization where we do lots of give back. That is what we do in the community. And, you know, as you were mentioning, and just thank you for your service. As you were mentioning about, you know, with the soldiers, we normally feed the soldiers in June for National Caribbean Heritage Month at the airport.
That's amazing.
Yes. So, you know, I took a mental note, and I was like, okay, we need to just reach out to them, because I know they've been reaching out to us, but now, because I haven't been watching the news as much, we're just following up here and there. But when I hear what you're saying, I was like, okay, we need to get on the ball game a little bit earlier.
Count. A lot of these soldiers, they don't have strong family ties, so they are actually alone. So it's always good when they get a letter, when they get a gift, anything small, they appreciate it, believe me, from the bottom of their heart. So I'm glad that you're part of that. Please, if I could be in any assistant, even volunteer work, please use me.
I would definitely, and I'm also a Girl Scout mom. And so I would definitely.
Where's the coconut one?
They ran out. Yes, so that's the Caribbean Association. So we're a humanitarian organization, and then under my leadership, I brought in the initiate mental health, not realizing that the pandemic would happen and mental health will skyrocket. So, you know, you have to know when God is doing his thing.
Yes,
and I think I learned, because I was running from mental health and he pushed me into it, not realizing that he was preparing me for what was going to come, which was the COVID and the pandemic, and we all be shut down completely.
Well, thank God.
Depression is real. Depression is real for a lot of...
in our community is something that I think has been overlooked. So, you know, with Caribs especially. So it's so amazing to know that. Yes. We are focusing on that right now.
Some people grow up in Caribbean home where you're taught to just tough it up, shut up, Be quiet about it. Don't speak about it. Because if you say you have a mental, they think you're crazy.
You're
but
crazy,
that does not
yes.
mean you're crazy.
Right.
It's all these emotions and, things happening. Some people can't handle life this big and huge with everything that goes on a day-to-day basis. So it is very important that we address mental health issue. Me personally went through a depression time, so I know what it's like to be depressed. So I know the feeling. So that's why I'm always like, so, it's gonna be okay. Everything's gonna be,
taking those 3 deep breaths are very important.
Exactly.
But
so
yes,
it is very important that you look and try to help people that need that help.
So is it a service that is being offered right now, like in the association?
Yes, and actually what we did, we launched Getting Rid of the Stigma in the Caribbean community. And because I did that launch, we were able to speak. I spoke to several organizations because I went on at the National Federation, this conference, and I said, let me just submit to see if they'll accept it. They accepted because they've never heard Getting Rid of the Stigma in the Caribbean community. Do you know how many calls I received out of New York and Boston and all over the state saying, we need you to talk to us. How do we help? Because we don't know how to. Wow. And so that was a great initiative that we brought along at the Caribbean Association of Georgia. But just to get back to how the organization, so we had celebrated our 10 years in, of course, 2019. And then
congratulations.
COVID. But we still kept it going, thank God for Zoom.
Yes.
So we were able to do a lot more. And so one of the things that I pride myself in is being innovative. So, COVID hit and they're like, well, what do we do? It's my first year being the president. So I took some time and I just said, well, we just do what we do. So we had like a DJ sound off. We had everything. We just laid it out. We're just like, you can't stop.
Yes.
You can't stop. But I just love being a part of the Caribbean, being the president. I didn't want to be the president. I ran from that too, but I've learned not to run from God anymore. I've learned not to. Yes, I've learned not to say. I've learned not to run from God anymore because I'm hearing, like, even right here. This is the Caribbean Association of Georgia. I'm from Guyana. Where are you from?
Jamaica.
Panama.
Guyanese parents born in Jamaica.
Mix up.
So this right here represent. Not confused. Represent.
I'm just better than y'all because I got 2 Caribbean. Y'all got 1. So
it represents the Caribbean Association of Georgia. We're not Guyanese, we're not Trinidad, we're not Jamaican, but we are all together, collectively together. Yes.
And that is important to realize that we're small people. We're here in America, and I think it's important that we come together instead of coming against each other in the community that doesn't have that many of us here. For me personally, I don't have that Panamanian community like that out here. So I tend to stick to the Guyanese guy right here, Pan.
Good guy to stick with. Good guy.
I can't run away from the Jamaicans at all for some reason. So it's like, I stick to the Caribbean island. Growing up, the Jamaican background that I have on my father's side of the family. So when people always like, how do you understand patois? Like, you sent me a voice record one day, and my son was like, you understand what she said in patois? It's like, what I said, Eric, yeah, I understand. He's like, oh my God, I don't even understand what she said. So it is very important. Like you said, we're not just Guyana. We're everybody.
We're everyone. And that is the beauty of Caribbean Association of Georgia, is that we represent everyone. Like on our board, of course, the Jamaicans, them outweigh us. But we have Trinidadian, we have Antiguan, we have St. Vincent, we have everyone bringing our minds together to make this one Caribbean. And that's one of my motto, one Caribbean. That's all we are. We're one Caribbean.
So do you hold like monthly events, or what is it how do you put yourself out there to the community, to the Caribbean community?
Yes, we have our meetings are the first Saturday of every month at 5, and we do it all, social media. Mm-hmm. So we're on all the social media platforms. Okay. Our PR even got us on TikTok. Good. So we're on YouTube, Facebook. You can, go to Caribbean Georgia to get all our information. But we host our meeting, and one of the things that we did was we made it public to people. Whereas many say, oh no, keep the meeting private. Why should we keep it private when we have a public platform?
Right.
So we open it to everyone on Facebook where people can tune in and they can see what's going on. And then the other thing that we do, we don't just host a meeting, just say, oh well, just go down the line.
Right.
We want to bring things that are relevant. Immigration, we know.
Yes. Big deal.
Big deal. Especially, don't want to mention, but previous government. Yes. And people were scared.
Yeah, 45 is a scary number.
Yeah, orange could be an ugly color.
Orange, yeah.
Orange could be a
I don't like orange.
People were terrified, but we have amazing attorneys in the community that came and that would just come out and just speak to our
I think that was the worst time for a lot of immigrants when that particular individual was in office. Literally basically turned this table upside down for every immigrant, made it so much harder, even for military folks. They had changed a lot of the rules as well. So it was it was hard for a lot of people during that time period. So I'm glad that things been changed now that the other one is in.
So that's our meetings, and then what we do, we constantly, right now we're getting ready. March is National Women's Heritage Month.
Yes.
So we're going to get some prominent. We have amazing prominent women in this community right
here. You hear that, girls? Let's go.
Right here. So we're putting together. So I know she's looking like, huh? No. And so we asked, I said, okay, go ahead and put together and let people see who we are as a people. Because a lot of time people just relate the Caribbean people to carnivals and festivals. And we love that music. Yes. But who are we really? And we need to showcase that. And that is one of the things under my leadership. I want to make sure that people see you all.
And that is, you just said it. That is very important because people can see you doing other things and not know who you really are behind closed door, what you do in the daytime, and it's you just hit the
So tell us, as mommy dearest, how do you juggle that? Because I have little ones of my own, and you're a president of you're the president.
You know what? My kids said, Mom, when will you give this up? Because I have been with the organization since my boys were in elementary. My daughter was a little girl. Oh. And I kept thinking, okay, God, when am I going to leave? When am I going to leave? Never envisioned to be the president. But I'm truly honored in this moment and in this season to be the president of such an amazing organization. Yes. So trying to balance. Like right now I have that's the reason why it went off, because I forgot that I put an alarm to say go to sleep. Yes, even though I don't sleep at that time, but just to shut calls off for a little bit. So I'm really trying to, before I was available 24/7, but now it's like, no, I need to take time for myself. Yes. Because mental health is serious. You have to do self-care. Yes. And so I try to do that. Once I cook for my kids, once I make food, they're good. That's yes, just once I make them, their meals, they're really good. Yes, they're really good.
So let's talk about Fox 5 interview. That was amazing. Literally, that was what a pleasure it was to have you guys on Fox 5. So tell us about that.
You know what? As I told you guys, I'm very innovative. And so Kevin, the executive producer, reached out to us just about a week and a half before that event that we hosted here at CLTV. And said, you know what, we were thinking for Black History Month, instead of just focusing on African American, let's spread it out a little bit and focus on the Caribbean diaspora that are here. It's interesting because last year, I told the team, I said, next year we're going to have a panel for National Caribbean Heritage Month, which is June, of Africans, African American, and Caribbean American. And we're going to sit down, we're going to have this discussion because there's a tug of war among us. Yes. And it should not be. And it was created intentionally.
Yes.
And so he called us and he said, but I don't have time. You can't choose the date. We will have to choose it for you. And he said, you will probably have maybe a week and a half to 2 weeks. So I sent the team a quick text. We have a group. And I said, this is what it is. I said, but we cannot miss this opportunity. This is when we get to tell our story. No one, else can tell our story but us?
Right.
And so I called up some small organizations and I said, I have this opportunity. I know it's last minute. Would you do it with me? And someone said, oh, it's so last minute. I said, but think about this. We get to be on a national stage and we tell our story.
Yes. Yep. You can't miss those opportunities.
You cannot miss it. There's a time when you can say, oh, it's too short minute. And there's a time when you say, you just jump on that.
Yep.
And so I called, the previous president is a director as well. So I knew what to call. My secretary is a writer. She creates multiple plays. The owner of CLTV. Yeah. So we have we know who to call. CLTV, I called Lawrence. I said, boss man, this is what it is, and I need your space. He said, you got it. Yeah. So I called. I said, let's have a meeting real quick, and we just planned it. And everyone fell in line. And if you all saw what took place, and that's just an iceberg of what we will display in June. Because we're going to display the Renaissance of the Caribbean.
The Renaissance.
Nice.
Yes, because I am bound to share our story the way we want to share it. And no one else
the way
will
the
share
TV
it.
said that's right.
Because if a Fox 5 and we had a little going back and forth, send us some carnival stuff and send us some. And I said, no, I'm going to send you. I'm going to send you what we display. This is who we are as a people. You'll see the carnival in May.
Yes.
Carnivals are coming in May. Don't worry about it.
Come to the carnival.
Exactly. Yes. Right.
So it was literally a week and a half we had. And do you know, I don't know if you guys had the opportunity to see the small production that was played. Like the small.
I saw the clip of it, but I didn't see it live.
Do you know they rehearsed that same day? So the play was written 3 days before. They rehearsed an hour before, and that was it.
Oh, they're pros.
Look at that.
Because that's what we have. That's what we have in our community.
Yeah.
Wow.
And we have to showcase that. When you go to carnivals, you are not able to see that.
Right.
Yes.
You're not.
You're not able to see. So when you come to June Caribbean Heritage Month in June, the 25th in McDonough, you'll go to the website, CaribbeanGeorgia.org. You'll start looking, subscribe so you can get all the information.
Yes.
You will see the Renaissance of the Caribbean.
So you said cook. I love my belly,
Well, you'll have
you like to cook? I'd like to know what is your favorite meal to make.
You know what? With my kids, they're pasta kind of people. They like casseroles, and the reason why they're older. I have two big boys, 19 and 18, and then I have a little girl, 14. So they just want me to make some casseroles, put it in the refrigerator. But I really don't. I like real country food. Like I'm from Guyana.
Oh,
so I want some bora and chicken.
Right.
Darling rice. Yes.
What is it? Pepper.
Pepper pot.
Yes. So I have a friend literally. Every year she goes to Florida for Christmas to her mother. She's Guyanese, and in December she sends me a text and the picture say, I'm bringing you some. I'm going to freeze it and bring it. I swear to you, she did. This is her second year doing that. She brought me frozen, and I eat it all by myself.
Earlier you mentioned how, you're bringing back food, and then sometimes they take it. I came from New York. My husband and I and our kids are the only one here. All of our families are in New York and Texas. So I came, and I got the Guyanese fried rice.
Right. Yes.
Where you go, Sybil's?
No, not there's this Kaichor. Kaichor restaurant. And this time I brought back 3. I brought back a duck.
Wait, how did you hide it in the
I didn't hide it. I just brought it. And the guy but this what's funny was 3 of us. And so the first 2, everyone had their stuff wrapped up. And by the time the lady got to me, she said, it's food, isn't it?
She was already that.
She said, go ahead, forget about it.
I said, you can't take the girl out of, you
That is amazing.
Yeah.
So now traveling groups where you carry food and be like the 4th in line.
Yes.
Just talk to Samantha, she'll tell you how to do it.
What else new do you have going? Like, do you have any kiddies programs? Anything for the youths?
Right, actually, one of the things that we did this year, this is my second year, second term, so I just got voted in for the second term.
Congrats.
And thank you. So one of the things that we did last year is that we realized that a missing component, a part of the organization, was the youth. And so we revamped our bylaws to make sure that we had a youth, and so now we have a youth ambassador.
Excellent.
That is led by a college student, but he has under his wing a judge, and he had another individual that's like a radio host, motivational. I mean, he does everything.
Yeah.
But
like
what we did was like, no, we want to hear your voice, and we will support you. Because if we don't give the young people their voices,
right?
And this is first generation. You know, most of us have first generation Caribbean American kids.
Yep.
We have to allow them to understand the culture and the richness so that they can carry it on. But we can't tell them.
Right.
We just have to show them and teach them. And so that's what, so they're putting their things together. So I've given them the opportunity to say, I want you to bring it to me, and then we support you.
Right.
But right now what we're working on is a mental health production. I told you that our secretary is a writer also. So
She has like a dream team.
yeah, we have an amazing team. We do. We really do. So I said, okay, we realized that we were missing the senior citizens, and it's pandemic, and they've been locked in.
Right.
So what we're doing, we're doing a production. She wrote the play. Chris is gonna direct it. Don't know what Lawrence is gonna do. We'll call him in a minute, and then we'll have that in April. But what we're doing is tackling each age group on mental health and the issues. So if there's anyone that wants to be a sponsor for this event, shameful plug, please go ahead and go. Yeah, so that's what we have planning. And then, of course, in June is our big month. How many of you knew that June was National Caribbean Heritage Month?
No.
I did
If you pull your calendar up right now, go to June. You're not going to see Caribbean, but I want you to see if you notice. I don't know if it's going to show up on your calendar like it did mine. If you click on the 1st of June or something like that, does it show your significant? It doesn't show you anything?
No.
It says the first day of LGBTQ Pride Month.
No, I don't have a problem with that.
Me either.
But
we should
it's
be in
also National Caribbean Heritage Month. We should be the one to tell every national station National Caribbean Heritage Month needs to be recognized.
Yes.
Every single year.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes,
Agree 100%.
Because we have Colin Powell, God bless his soul.
Yes.
We have Kamala Harris currently.
Mm-hmm.
We have so many others that are in position
Yep.
that have contributed to this country.
Yeah.
There's a reason. How did National Caribbean Heritage Month, just to give you a little history on that. So Dr. Nelson, Jamaican Heritage, is in Washington, D.C.
Okay.
And she fights for that every day. Like, she just sent me a message saying, we're doing something tonight. I was like, Dr. Nelson. But she's been fighting
Good
for a
stuff.
very long time.
That's good
How
stuff.
many of you know that for the census, you can actually say you are Jamaican American or Panamanian American or Guyanese American?
Did not know
Did
that.
not know that. Interesting.
Yeah.
This last census, but because of all the chaotic mess, that opportunity was missed. So this is what the National Caribbean Heritage Month is all about. Is that we celebrate the history. So it's all of us, it's over maybe 17 states. And so like we just had our first meeting last week, we're starting to plan already what each state is going to be doing
Wow.
to celebrate
Sure, them
the
up.
culture.
Perfect.
Amazing.
And the entire month we celebrate National Caribbean Heritage.
We are too.
Yes, we are in there. Block out the month. Let's go.
Let's go.
Yes.
Let's go.
We support it 100%. Believe that.
Yes.
So tell me, how many members is currently in the organization? Who's doing all this great stuff?
Well, right, we have a slew of members, but this is it. We have a body of 9 executive members.
Okay.
We are the one that really make sure that everything gets done. We just brought on about 6 committee members to now branch out on education, youth, and health and wellness.
Excellent.
So now we're really just kind of spreading out a little bit so that the load is lightened. But you'll be amazed if it's just a few of us behind the scenes.
That's right.
That's what we
They get it done.
No, I'm not surprised at all. That's how it is,
Yeah.
right? If you're doing all the work and everybody else runs in and gets the credit,
Everybody, yes,
I mean,
yes,
that's
yes.
how it is.
20% do 80% of the work. Yes, yes. Yes.
You know? Now, one of the things I'm glad, so happy to hear that you have a youth ambassador. One of the things that in the past with a lot of the local associations here, I'm very familiar with the Guyanese Association, right? There was not a lot of young people. There was the term old head regime, okay? You know, because there was a time where my aunts and stuff were involved, so I was paying attention on what was happening. But there wasn't anything really to, you know, for young 20s and things to really be involved with in the thing. Everybody was pretty much 60 and above, it seemed like, you know?
Yeah.
And so it is important for the youth to then carry that on. It's a way for them to stay connected with the culture, but gives them a way to show pride.
Absolutely.
You know, sometimes how can I prove or show that I am, you know, because there's the stereotypes of the Caribbean and the different people from the Caribbean and all of that. It's depicted on the TV shows and whatever, you know. And so sometimes I think that you don't want to step forward and say, well, I'm from here or I'm from there, you know. So given platforms like this where they can speak about their culture and really know, because, you know, a lot of us really don't know our own homes, quite honestly, you know.
Absolutely.
Speak for yourself.
No, a lot of us don't.
Speak for
You know,
yourself.
I go to places and go as like a full tourist sometimes. And my mom did that actually with Guyana when we were 9. My grandfather passed away and we went back. And during that time, it was a 2-week, and we went everywhere. Kaichor and across the savannah and the interior and everywhere, you know. And a lot of Guyanese maybe don't necessarily get out to all of those parts of Guyana and see the beauty of their own place, you know. A friend and I were just talking even about Jamaica. And, you know, she hasn't been to all 14 parishes.
No, I have not been to all 14 parishes.
You know, right. So even ourselves got to do a little work, but it's even more difficult now with the first, second generation being born here and keeping that linkage. So ways to tie in the youth, super important. So I'm glad you're doing that.
Yes, absolutely. And you know, a lot of the colleges, especially the HBCU, they do have a Caribbean
association of some sort of thing.
So one of the things that we want to do is to connect with them.
Morehouse?
Yeah, my niece is actually, she's from Clark, Atlanta.
Okay, you see, there you go.
And my second son just got accepted to Howard.
Congratulations.
HBCUs.
So it's significant.
Yes.
And you know, Howard is, I'm not sure of the current president, but you know, if it's a current president, he's from Trinidad. Yeah, so there's a big Caribbean culture at Howard, so it's just really just letting the kids know, and that's what my niece said. She said at one point she didn't even want to say that she was Caribbean American. She would hide
that she was from the Caribbean.
Yes, because people would say all kinds of stuff and this and that and whatever. But now it's like, no, I'm Guyanese American.
Cool to me.
I think sometimes it also begins from home. For my kids personally, you couldn't tell my boys that they're not Panamanians. Like my youngest one, he has Haitian and Jamaican, but you ask him where he's from, he'll tell you he's from Panama. So I think it's a lot of the stuff starts from home, how you bring them and make sure they keep up with some of the culture, the food.
She knew they had every Guyanese food. They were Guyanese everywhere. Listen, my son told his 4th grade teacher, because the teacher said, Miss Samuels, where was Kevon born? I said, in New York. She said, well, she said he created this story. Well, no, I was born in Guyana, and I gave him my mom's passport. Where this kid got I said, where did you get that story from?
That shows you right there the impact that you yourself in the home were making this child. That he literally felt that he was born in Guyana and you couldn't tell him any different.
No, because you know, Guyana Fun Day, Memorial Weekend, we there every year. When we moved, because we moved when my son was 2 and my second was 7 months. My daughter was born here. As soon as I found out about that, every family day, that's where we were.
Now, you were mentioning the census. The last numbers I saw said there's about 80,000 Caribbean folks in Georgia. So
We just need to find them.
Imagine that.
String up a song.
Tune that one up a little bit. We need to find them on important
That is a
things.
real carnival right there. You find all those Caribbean people and bring them out.
Yeah,
Oh
we
my
need
God.
to find them when Donna McLeod is running, you know, that she's running for
Exactly,
Congress to
yes.
vote.
Yes.
We need to find them.
Now we need 80,000 members of the Georgia Caribbean Association.
Exactly.
Yes.
I mean, think of what we can really do.
Absolutely.
You know, we already are dividing ourselves different parts of the year.
I represent Panama for all.
You know? but we need to come together. Political force, you know, might really get things done.
Yeah,
you know,
absolutely.
and we're not the kind of folk, and this is across the islands, you know, and countries that we're not the kind of folk that get pushed around real easy.
No.
You know, and we have all the lawyers and the judges and the realtors and we have every profession out there,
Known to man.
right?
And jobs,
And we are well educated,
Very much so.
and you know, and we're serious about our stuff. So,
Yeah.
folks, I'm asking everybody. No, I'm telling you.
Yeah.
That's right. We're
I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Go to the website,
CaribbeanGeorgia.org.
CaribbeanGeorgia.org.
See?
Okay, now you subscribe and get the newsletters, and you register and you get your membership. Okay.
Yes. We need it. We need it because there's so
One
much.
Caribbean.
One Caribbean. We can do so much together. There's so much that we want to do. We're getting ready to do a scholarship award at the ending of the year with the youth ambassador. That's what they're planning right now. So it's many things. We have a Judge Hollyville, who's from Guyana, and she came on board. She actually reached out to me and said, I said, a judge. She said, I want to do what no one did for me when I came at 16 and didn't have the funding to go to school to pursue. And so this is what you have. You know, going back to the organization, it's professionals from all walks of life that's coming to say, we want to give back.
They needed that door to open. Yeah, they needed that one door just to get in. And that's it right there. That's where you guys come in, and it's amazing. And I think it's great that you guys are doing something for the community that a lot of people are not aware of.
Yes.
So you guys, like you heard Peg said, please go into the website, join the newsletter, get
We're gonna
membership.
have 3 new members by next week, right here.
Yay! It's
Thank
very
you.
easy, very, very
so
easy
much
to sign up.
for
Yes.
for putting the youths on, because the youths are very important.
They're our legacy. They are now. They're not our tomorrow. They are now, right now.
Indeed. Before we get out of here, get you out of here, the Authentic Sisters. Tell me about the Authentic Sisters.
The Authentic Sisters. So maybe going into my 8th year, because last year we celebrated 7 years. I was just always I'm always a planner. I like to plan stuff. And so we're all parents, you know, PTO. And this one year I just said, I think we should just have a breakfast. And it turned into more than that. It actually turned in now that I have a consulting firm that's AuthenticMe Consulting. But there's these women that are with me. These are my girls. These are my roots, my foundation, as my sister.
This is what we call your ride and die.
Ride and die. Yes, my ride and die.
That's
Yes.
what I'm talking about.
Yes,
boss
my
lady.
my ride and die. And we have been together from day one. So now every year we plan trips. So like last year we went to the Hilton Head.
Nice.
1 year during COVID. We went to Tennessee. There was
We did too.
Did you go to the Sky Bridge?
I know.
Did you go to the Sky Bridge?
No, I didn't, but we snuck to a friend's house in Tennessee.
Okay, so we went to Tennessee to Sky Bridge. It's glass. You walk on, and you're like on top of the, like way on top of the mountain, like over the hills, like literally.
Wow.
And they love me so much. I said, would you guys go with me for my birthday?
I love Tennessee. I'm telling you. It is so calm and relaxing, and you get to do so much stuff. I want to do that.
You know,
I think that's going to be
it was
next time.
beautiful. It was a beautiful experience. When they got there, they said, Samantha, I remember one of my friend, just Samantha tell me that I have to take what train for up the hill. For crossover.
Yes.
Samantha, Mr. Come on, Miss Janet,
That's
come on.
me. I'm that friend. That's me. That.
I said, we got to do this together. We got to do
bet you
this
she
together.
enjoyed it after she did it.
She did. Why? No. What I didn't realize, this is why you have to be very careful of what people say to you. She had went in front of me, her and a few others. I see that she's coming back. I said, where you going? She said, no, I can't make it. What I realized is that a gentleman was coming and said, oh, the glass is cracked in the middle.
Oh.
I didn't realize that until I got over to come back.
Yeah.
I said, had I known that, I literally would have fought that guy on the middle of the bridge. And the bridge shakes. Okay, next she gonna tell me the bridge shakes. But it's a good experience.
It's a good experience. I'm down
But the
with
authentic
that.
sister is my ride or die. They are my, we're able to be exactly what it is, authentic. We can share everything. And no one judges you.
And that's amazing when you
And-
have that type of friendship with people and who are very authentic.
Yes.
And you can say what you have to say and not get mad. Like when you tell Samantha over there, hey, make sure you're on time because we know how you like to run late everywhere. So,
But my son told me, Mom, you always like to be late. Get out. Yeah, so that's the authentic sister. So this year we're going to
No.
Key West. So we're going to Key West.
You're going to enjoy. You're going to love Key West.
Yes, I
I'm
took my
telling you.
husband there
Uh-huh.
a year ago. Well, I'm adventurous. I told you guys I am. So we went to Fort Lauderdale. It was kind of early. I said, Mom, we just drive to Key West.
That's right. It's really
So
nice.
the girls want to go to Key West, so
Yes.
that's where we're gonna go.
So enjoy it. You're going to have fun. I love Key West.
I love
Yes,
it. I love
it's
that
really
the
nice.
Cuban restaurant
Oh, yes.
with the chicken right there, and they just outside. And then I saw a Guyana flag, and that made me.
Oh, wow.
I saw
Right
it
home.
everywhere. I saw the Guyana flag, and that was it. I said, okay, that's it. I'm just staying right here.
That is amazing. That is a good experience.
Yeah.
Yes.
But I just really want to thank you all so much for even considering to have me on here. It's truly an honor, not just because I'm the president of Caribbean Association of Georgia, but just because you guys saw it fit to have me here. You could have chosen anyone. You could have chosen anyone in the community, but you did. And I want to really and truly say congratulations to each and every one of you. Because what it really shows is when you have an idea, you have a vision, just bring it to life and birth it, give birth to it. And that's what you all did here. For some of you who can't see the studio, and I hope you do, they birthed this in what? Like a month?
Yeah.
6 weeks?
Yeah.
Literally beautiful. I cannot, not that I can believe it because I have faith. I'm a person of faith, so I believe in it. And I just really wish you all the I hope I'm not taking over your time.
No.
But I really and truly wish you all the absolute best because this is what, like, I live by this scripture that says, your gift will make room for you. Your gift will open doors for you. And what you all did here is that you used your gift, you're using your platform to say, you could have done anything else, even the music that you played, how you honored those individuals. And you're saying, no, we could play anyone else's music, but you guys made a choice to play music that's right here in Atlanta. Those people who are right here that's doing the work every day. So congratulations.
Thank you, Ms. Samantha.
Thank
We
you
appreciate
so
you coming.
much.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, Samantha Samuels, Renaissance women, Caribbean women representing.
That's right.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thank you all so much. It was it was fun. I hope you enjoyed it. Invite me again.
Definitely.
Of course.
Coming back. And we want you to connect us with all the different, I know there's several organizations representing for the different islands and countries. And what is that network like? Is there any formal thing between the individual Guyana Association?
There is, well, that's one of the things that we're trying to do right now is to make sure that we include everyone. And they send us their emails as well. They said this is what's going on. So everyone shares amounts. So as so that's what you'll see in the Caribbean community. Yeah. And one of the things, I'm going to make an executive decision that you will send your logo over and we're going to have you display on our website.
Y'all heard that?
We did that.
We
So
appreciate
go ahead
you.
and send that
Thank
over.
you.
I'll have the VP of marketing put that on the website because you all are doing amazing. This is what our Caribbean
Thank you.
diaspora is all about.
Exactly.
I'm just one proud.
Appreciate it. We just getting started, y'all. We just getting started. Thank you.
Yes.
So thank you.
Thank you, Samantha, for joining us.